Yashmin ahimso param upasmaha swadharmaha yatra anuraktaha sasevadira vyapaho dehitishu sangam udam prajanti tatparamahamsayam antayam Yashmin ahimso upasamaha swadharmaha. So word by word meaning, Yatra, unto whom, Anurakshaka, firmly attached, Sahasa, all of the sudden, Eva, certainly, Dhira, self-control, Upa, Vyapahaya, leaving aside, Deha, the gross body and subtle mind, Adishu, relating to Sangam, attachment, Dham, taken to Prajanti, go away, that Paramahamsaya, the highest stage of perfection, Antaya, and beyond that, Yashmi, in which Ahimsa, non-violence, Upasamaha, and renunciation, Swadharmaha, consequential occupation, translation and by His Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Translation: the self-controlled person who are attached to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, can all of a sudden give up the world of material attachment, including the gross body and subtle mind, and go away to attain the highest perfection of the renunciation order of the life, by which non-violence and renunciations are consequential purpose. Only the self-controlled can gradually be attached to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Self-control means not indulging in sense enjoyment more than is necessary, and those who are not self-controlled are given over to sense enjoyment. The dry philosophical speculation is subtle sense enjoyment of the mind. Sense enjoyment leads one to the path of darkness. Those who are self-controlled can make progress on the path of liberation from the conditioned life of material existence. The Vedas therefore enjoin that one should not go on path of darkness but should make a progress march towards the path of light or liberation. The self-control is actually achieved not by the artificially stopping the senses from the material enjoyment, but by becoming actually attached to the Supreme Lord by engaging one's unalloyed senses in the transcendental service of the Lord. The senses cannot be forcibly curbed, but they can be given proper engagement. The purified senses, therefore, are always engaged in transcendental service of the Lord. This perfectional stage of sense engagement is called the Bhakti Yoga. So those who are attached to the means of Bhakti Yoga are actually self-controlled and can all of sudden give up their family or bodily attachment for the service of the Lord. This is called Paramahamsa state. Hamsa or swan accept only the milk out of the mixture of milk and water. Similarly, those who accept the service of the Lord instead of Maya service are called the Paramahamsa. They are naturally qualified with all good attributes such as pridelessness, freedom from vanity, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, respectability, worship, devotional and service, sincerity. All these godly qualities exist in the devotee of the Lord spontaneously. Such Paramahamsas who are completely given up to the service of the Lord are very rare. They are very rare even among us liberated souls. The real non-violence means freedom from envy. In this world, everyone is envious of his fellow being, but perfect Paramahamsas, being completely given up to the service of the Lord, is perfectly non-envious. He loves every living being in relation with the Supreme Lord. The real renunciation means perfect dependence on God. Every living being is dependent on someone else because he is so made. Actually, everyone is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But when one forgets his relation with the Lord, he becomes dependent on condition of the material nature. Renunciation means renouncing one depend on the condition of material nature and thus become completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. The real dependence means complete faith in the mercy of the Lord without dependence on the condition of the matter. This Paramahamsa stage is the highest perfection stage in Bhakti Yoga. the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Welcome once again the devotee for the Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Today it's a very interesting topic. We will be discussing more about the Paramahamsas, the stage of Paramahamsas, how they are getting. So far we understood from the Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, and the Shiva, how great they are, from where they are getting. Similarly, yesterday we were discussing about the Brahma and the Mother Ganga, how they got the power. So they are all not independent, they are all dependent on Krishna. With Krishna's mercy, they get the power. Similarly, Paramahamsas are how they are formed and what are the qualities they have and how they can achieve the material detachments. So that topic we will be discussing. It's a very interesting one for the devotees to understand that. Further, Krishna is a unique position. We understand that Krishna unique position and unique quality. Krishna, so far we are discussing what are the qualities of Krishna, how he is unique. Okay, if he sees wonderful qualities in a great renouncers like Maharaj Parikshit, example, this verses refer to the Maharaj Parikshit, such a great renouncer. So he when he got a message from the Brahmana, son of Brahmana, that curse that he will die within 7 days, he simply left all his position and asked that ministers what is the next he has to do for the 7 days to go back to home, back to God. So such a renouncer. So renouncement means detachment from the material things and attached with Krishna. Those who are self-controlled and reach the perfection of renunciation are called Paramahamsa. So we should know the definition of Paramahamsa. Paramahamsas are, their number one is self-control and they are detached and renounced. They just renounce, they give up everything. So such people are called Paramahamsas. How is it possible for such Paramahamsas to give up the material attachment? Because material attachment is so this thing, bodily thing. So, okay, it's very deep rooted. Because the time when we took birth, the people will feed you the sweet water. Then before till the baby was in the womb, it is praying to Krishna, Krishna, this is my last life. Once I come out, I will pray to you, I will serve you. I won't think of any material attachment. So once it come out of the womb of the mother and when people started feeling the sweet water, then it's forgotten everything. It started enjoying that sweet water and say that, oh, what a material things, what a beautiful, what a sweet I'm getting. So it is engrossed with the material things. So that's what is very deep rooted. The day it took birth in this earth, it is deeply attached with the material things. It's very complex, very difficult to give up. So material things are very complex and it's not that easy. This is because attachment, Paramahamsas, how they are able to do, because they are attached with Krishna. So that's why they can give up that. Even if someone got the yogic power, okay, got a lot of knowledge, he has got a lot of knowledge, he got did a lot of tapasyas, got so many good qualities. But if you don't attach with Krishna, everything is waste only. It is not possible for him to nullify or attach with the material things, to go away from the material existence to Krishna. So he cannot able to go towards Krishna. Because whatever knowledge, whatever tapasya, whatever good qualities, so people generally outside Iskcon, they will talk about charity, they will talk about so many good qualities, okay, humbleness, all the things, but does it makes any sense moving towards Krishna? No. Only Krishna, Iskcon teaches that how to get attached with Krishna. So that's why we are in Iskcon, everybody is Paramahamsas. So it is not at all possible if you don't get attached with the lotus feet of Krishna. So everyone, even among the different categories of transcendences, the transcendency means elevated souls. So any the spiritual aspirant is not self-controlled. So different stages are there. Even if they are not self-controlled, he cannot get or develop attachment with Krishna. So we have to be very careful that you may be getting elevated, but if you don't get attached self-control, then naturally you will not get attachment with Krishna. The self-control means, okay, that is the meaning we should understand. What do you mean by self-control? The self-control is bare minimum, okay, minimum required for senses to be fulfilled. That is very important. It doesn't mean that complete give up. Self-control means I am renounced. I will not do this and that. No, you should feed bare minimum to the necessity for the body things or senses. It is not possible at all for the totally renouncing it. Existence itself, it is impossible to switch off all the senses. It is not possible. As long as the body, there is a minimum required for the body provided, even if it considered by our spiritualist. Even if it is a renounced person also, bare minimum bodily needs he has to fulfill. So such persons are perfect in their life and practicing giving or providing the requirement for the senses for minimum possible, like eating, sleeping, defending. This is a bare minimum he has to do it. Okay. They provide the minimum requirement. Such people are never indulge in sense enjoyment. So their bare minimum benefit, they never enjoy the self-enjoy more than our minimum requirement. So Srila Prabhupada, what he says, those who are not self-controlled are given a word that unrestricted sense enjoyment. So Prabhupada clearly defining it. The sense enjoyments without restrictions, as much as feel they like the enjoyment, they enjoy. So this is what Prabhupada said, that four regulatory principle is a self-control. So people out of that four regulatory principles, they enjoy whatever they like it. But ultimately what happens is that is they cannot go the path of progress of spiritual life and to attain perfection. If you don't have the self-control, if you don't have the regulated life, then you cannot reach the perfection, you cannot make a perfection of your life. So it is very dangerous for Prabhupada clearly defining it. So Prabhupada says that dry philosophical speculation, this is also very important topic. Speculation means meditating, okay, it is like keeping guessing something, okay, always meditating on that, imagining it, calculating it, keeping it, deducing that, okay, these type of are called speculation. So speculation means mentally the mind is revolving around that topic. Okay, you understood? That is what is there. So in order to know that what is the causes of the material existence, in order to understand what is absolute truth, so they will going on speculating on what is absolute truth, why, what is the ultimate goal of life, so who is God. Such philosophical speculations are settled enjoyment of mind. So even the mind, it started enjoying it. So it is a feeding to the mind, some topic, so it is going on chewing it. So that is called, even that is enjoying it. So there are two kinds of enjoyment. One is the gross enjoyment, other is settled enjoyment. In the gross enjoyment, you get able to see, hear nice song, see beautiful nature, okay. So touch feeling, okay, nice weather, chill weather, or pleasant weather condition, you will enjoy that. So these are the gross enjoyment. Then what do you mean by settled enjoyment? So that is more of related to mind and intelligence. Sometimes the mind, if you are, if somebody is enjoying with reading books, novel or fiction, something, he really enjoys that story, and his mind is satisfied. So that is called settled enjoyment. Similarly, the intelligent, somebody, is able to solve the problem of the physics, the mathematics, then once he's defined and solved the problem, then he is really enjoying it. Oh, I could be able to do it. So this is also settled enjoyment. So mind and intelligence also, when it started enjoying other than Krishna, it is also called settled enjoyment. So these are the things But what Prabhupada says that this type of settled pleasure also causes for the material bondage. What it happens is it entangles you to the material thing. So Srila Prabhupada said that sense enjoyment is a grass and settle leads to the path of darkness. So whether it is a grass enjoyment or settle enjoyment, it leads you to the path of darkness. So we should be very careful on that. One remains ignorant. So who am I? Okay, people who are ignorant, they will start speculating on that. Who am I? What is the goal of life? So they were not knowing anything. So in the stage of ignorance, they take the repeated birth. If you are in ignorant state, what happens? You take a repeated birth and consequently settled in the material existence. So we will be here only the fundamental miseries like birth, old age, disease, and uh, death. So this is, you will be entangled and you will be going on with this revolution only. So you will not able to come out of that. So that's why ignorance also very dangerous thing. We should be knowledgeable about Bhagavatam, what it talks about that, and we should know aware of the Krishna. So those who are self-control makes a progress in the path of liberation. So who can progress in the path of liberation? Only person who has self-control, Paramahamsa. Okay, so to progress beyond this material world, to get out of the material existence is possible for those who practice a self-control. Who is possible? Those who are beyond the progress they have to make beyond this material world. So there is a spiritual world, so they are thinking on that and to get out of the material existence. So they say that okay, enough, no more suffering in this material world. Is possible for those who practice self-control. So Paramahamsas are, they decided enough of suffering. So one not to go to the path and of darkness. So they don't go to the path of darkness. In place of that, what they are doing, they are marching towards the path of light or liberation. So they are getting knowledge. So Paramahamsas are getting knowledge about the Krishna and they are getting the perfection of life. So some philosopher, they talks about saying that okay, if you want the self-control means you have to control all the senses. Put a switch off, like stop seeing it, stop hearing it, okay, stop sense enjoyment. So is it a right word? No, these are wrong method. You cannot stop the senses. Okay, well, all you have to do is you should engage the senses for the Krishna service. So that is only possible. It is not possible to switch off that. You may expect it to will become a self-control, but the real method of self-control is attaching oneself with the Supreme Lord. So we have to, how self-control means? The real definition for self-control is attaching ourselves with the service of the Krishna. So bhakti means serving the master of the senses. Who's the master of senses? Is Supreme Lord. Okay, through one's purified sense. How you have to serve the Lord? By purified senses and becoming free from all material designation. So we have so many designations. I am the Prime Minister, I am manager, I am this, I am that. So many designations we have. So we should come out of this. Our senses become designated due to the different material activity. Because we do some activity, we get our senses also becoming designated. But free oneself from the material designation, first we have to do is, first we should come up with designation. Okay, like Rupa and Sanatha, what they did, simply first they resigned their job. Oh, ministers, finance minister and administrator, no job, they quit. Because that is one is giving the designation for them. So that they left it and then they came and surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and start serving him. So these are the purifying one's senses and they engage the purified senses for transcendental loving service to the Krishna. Once the senses are purified, then doing the service of loving service to the Lord Krishna. That is the actual way of their self-control. The senses are to be properly engaged, not simply forcibly stop them. So senses, earlier we said that senses should be properly engaged. It is not simply switch off. Okay, I will not see anything outside world. I will not hear anything sound. I will not, I'll cover my total body so that the external environment should not affect. So that is not that. Usually the Prabhupada period, no, Ekadashi people go on sleeping. They say that, Prabhupada asked, why are you? No, we are fasting it, so we are very tired, so we are sleeping. He said that, no, first eat and go on serve. Go for book issue. So, this is how the people misunderstanding by self-control means not doing it, stopping it. Okay, Ekadashi means not eating. So, these are mis guidance, concept they are having. So, Prabhupada clearly said, no, eat and do serving. So, the senses cannot be controlled, you should be saying, senses have to be engaged. When you chant Hare Krishna, your senses and mind become purified. So, we are talking about the pure senses, no? Purity of the senses, how it gets our senses become pure by chanting the holy name. That cleanses the material contamination, and that goes away as you keep chanting and you keep on doing the bhakti. So when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, your senses become pure, mind is pure. So you will become you will start doing the bhakti. So it is in the path of bhakti is going on. These purified senses always engage in the transcendental service of the Lord. When you chant Hare Krishna, our senses become pure. That you use it for the transcendental service of the Lord. The only engaging for purifying senses is serving Krishna. How you will be engaging your senses? Serving the Krishna. That is important. Doing the devotional service to Krishna, the perfection stage of the senses is called Bhakti Yoga. When you do service to Krishna, that is called Bhakti Yoga. So the definition for this is Bhakti Yoga is serving the Krishna. Those who attach with Bhakti Yoga, they can easily give up all material attachment anytime. So those who are practicing Bhakti Yoga, they can easily give up the material attachment. So death can come anytime. But a pure devotee, what happens? Paramahamsas, for them it is nothing. Just they leave the body, and the factually, such a devotee can suddenly give up the material attachment and progress to back home, back to Godhead. Paramahamsas, they never think that, oh, what will happen if I die? No, they can just simply leave the body and go back to that. So another topic was that renunciation means, what do you mean by renunciation? Renunciation means depending on Krishna and no more dependence of material. So we say that generally in this sloka there is renunciation is there, another one is non-violence, the sloka. These two definitions we should understand. Renunciation means we should depend only on Krishna. Not renunciation means, okay, I will not eat bitter God. That is not renunciation. People know they'll go to Kashi and they have to renounce something, no? They'll say the bitter God I will not eat. And another vegetable like snake God. All the gods, no, which is not tasty to them, no, tasty, but they'll give up. Okay. So that is not a renunciation. Renunciation means totally you should depend on Krishna. The renunciation and non-violence meant for, this is all the jewels for the sannyasis. Okay, renunciation and non-violence. So non-violence means what? Free of envy. Okay, in this material, what happens now? Example I can tell you that is a student is there in a class of 50 students are there. There's only one rank, no first rank. It cannot be 50 first ranks. So what happens? There is always a envy among the students. Okay, one day he can get in it. I'm not able to do. That conflict is there. Okay, that is this is an example of how envy is developed in the thing. Even in devotee community also people feel about envious. Okay, so he is doing it, I'm not getting the service. All this speculation is happening. It's envy. So envy, Krishna's, out of 6 anarthas, Krishna's highest not tolerable offense is envious. So be careful about that. So but in a devotional, what happens is Krishna, everybody is having a unique connections with Krishna. It is not like a first rank. Okay, Krishna is the center and everybody can have a unique relationship. It can be parental, it can be a friend, it can be servitor, it can be madhurya, anything relationship with Krishna. Everybody has a unique relationship. So you do not worry about the envious about that. So that's why when you engage in service with Krishna, then naturally the envious, that non-violence will not come into picture. If someone progress in bhakti, you don't have to worry about that. Our position with Krishna is fixed. It is like example I can tell you is when you take a train ticket for the reservation, no, you get a allotted ticket for it. That day when you how you will go to the station? Will you drive very fast, go and rush it, push everybody and go and take your seat or what? No, you will coolly go there because your seat is reserved for you. Okay, so that is how the Krishna's your relationship with Krishna is a fixed. Okay, as a bhakta, it is fixed. It is guaranteed for you. So you don't have to have envy that okay, this devotee is done so much of service morning till night. He will go back to Krishna. I cannot go back to Krishna. No, not like that. Your domain is different from his domain. Krishna is expecting him to do some service for him. Krishna is expected you to do some service, some other service for you. So, but you are unique. Each and every person is unique with Krishna. That relationship with Krishna. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to develop envy with that. So first we have to throw this envy. How we can throw envy is first we should have understanding that yes, I have a unique relationship with that. I need not to envy with any of the people. Okay, this Prabhu is doing so wonderful service. He is putting nice garland, he is making nice garland, he is making nice cooking. I am not able to do. Don't develop your inferiority complex with you. Don't get envy with anybody. Okay, be nice devotee. That is called non-violence. If you want to take up the path of Sagasya, simply depending on the mercy of Krishna. Okay, so how we can take a mercy of Krishna, depending on mercy of Krishna. Like example is Hanuman. When Hanuman is asked to go to Lanka, he didn't ask Rama, can I able to do it? How can I do it? Okay, I need this much of energy, I want this, that, and that. He didn't come up with this simply so many wish list. Okay, he simply went to the top of the mountain and jumped. And he said, Jai Hanuman, Jai Rama. He chanted the Rama's name and he is totally dependent on Rama and he flew. That's all. So he is able to do it. So we should develop that quality, that how we should depend on Krishna. Whenever some seva is given, don't go with big wish list. Okay, this I want, this I want, this I want. If you give all these things, only I can do. No, you simply depending on it because the seva is given to you because Krishna's wish. Because Krishna's wish, then you should go back to Krishna rather than going back to material people. Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada also said, assure you that those who serve the mission, he will taken care by Krishna. See how powerful message Prabhupada is giving. If you do service for the mission, then Krishna will personally take care of you. So you don't have to worry about that. If Krishna cannot take care of you, then who else can take care? So you should ask question that. That means what? Krishna is ultimate. We will have so much of material speculations, okay, material disturbances are there. So many political people's are pressure and so many weather conditions, so many material problems. But ultimately, we should depending on Krishna. So with that, what will happen is naturally we will make progress in the bhakti, and that is the quality of Paramahamsa. When one of the Tamal Krishna Maharaj was asking Prabhupada, how many Paramahamsas there in our mission? And Prabhupada said, he immediately told us, all my devotees are Paramahamsas. See how confident Prabhupada is having with his devotees. So we all, one day we all should become a Paramahamsas. Okay, Prabhupada's vision is that. That means what? Just renounce, just non-violence, and totally depending on Krishna. So that's all simple. It's no nuclear science, no MA philosophy or a PhD we have to write. So many theses we need not to write anything. Just speak depending on Krishna. With that we are able to achieve. Hare Krishna. Kantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki.